Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today we got some more leaks and updates for Apex Season 22 and beyond. First thing we have is it looks like that Bloodhound and Alter are going to get some Halloween Vampire Hunter skins, which I have seen, and these skins absolutely look amazing. Cannot wait to see them in the store and see how they look in the gameplay as well. I think it's going to be really awesome to see these. Along with that, we have confirmation that Bloodhound's Heirloom Recolor is actually going to be in Season 23, so that will not be a Season 22 recolor that is going to be happening at any time for it. Along with that, it looks like that we have a new mode coming for the first couple of weeks, or for the rest of the season of Season 22 as well. Revival mode pubs is coming in, where you respawn after a certain time if your teammate is still alive, up until a certain ring, but we are unsure which round that'll be in. Even if you don't have a support legend on the team, you will be able to respawn back in after a certain duration of time if your teammates are living, which I think is kind of cool to be able to get back into the fight if you're just being camped and cannot actually get to a respawn beacon at all, or if there are just too many teams around. I think it'll kind of help with some of that issue, so we'll keep an eye out for that and see how it actually plays out in some of the gameplay. Also, we have new updates that it looks like that the akimbo weapons, that will also be able to be found in gold, where you can just pick two up at the same time with that. And it'll be all akimbo. You can attach the hammer points on it, which I think is absolutely insane to think about, that you'll be able to have akimbo weapons along with hammer points on them. That's going to make them just incredibly powerful, and you're just going to see a ton of people run around the map with them, which should be pretty interesting to see, honestly, and see how accurate they are, how much damage they deal per bullet. Along with that, it looks like that the akimbo, you can actually use it in ballistic slinged weapon slots, so you will be able to pull those out. Obviously, once his ult is active, they will go completely gold for a short duration of time while his ult is active. To me, that is actually incredibly OP for ballistic. I think it's going to be able to be picked a lot more now due to this, and I'm looking forward to seeing if his pick rate does go up after this. Also, in contrary to the last video that I had, they were talking about potentially having the entire map supply bins reset after the match is halfway over, to be able to give people, players, time to loot and be able to actually get more ammunition, weapons, or anything like that toward the end. It looks like now that there's actually going to be what they call a mythic bin will close and have different items in it halfway through the match. So it is going to be specific ones that you will be able to actually get those in. On top of that, looks like we got some friendly buffs as well on here. Anyone that plays Caustic that is on your team, their bins will now be a different color from the enemy, so you can actually determine which ones are which from your team and their team, in case that someone is just not being able to see around a corner for those. They will be actually different colors now. Looks like friendlies will be either green or blue, and then the enemies will stay the classic red color for the Caustic containers. Also, it looks like we're getting a new mode called Bot Training. And in this one, it's going to be in the training menu on the home screen, where you'll be able to drop into a map with no real players, only bots. In this training, you'll be able to actually memorize some of the map. You'll be able to kind of figure out some vantage points, some flank points, and be able to just memorize the map as well, and some of the POIs that you can go into without losing any kind of KD or affecting any of your statuses on the game, which I think is pretty awesome, honestly. I think that is something that has been needed for a very long time for new and newish players to be able to familiarize themselves with the game before getting thrown into just absolute pred lobbies and just get absolutely destroyed without honestly knowing what's going on. Vantage is also getting a huge buff, it looks like, for this coming season, where she will actually get 6 rounds instead of 5 in her ult. And on top of that, it looks like that the damage rate is actually going to be increased as well, from, I believe it was 50 to 100 rounds, 100 damage now per shot, and the second shot is going to be around 125 per shot now. So definitely a huge buff to her. Actually, incredible buff to her. So her pick rate, I feel like, is going to go up, knowing that she's going to have that much damage per shot on her ult now. Along with that, it looks like we got a bit of a different update coming in that I'm actually kind of intrigued to see what people do with this one. But it looks like that with your badges and banners, you are actually going to be able to kind of customize and combine some of them to kind of give your own style on what you have on there, which I think people have been wanting for a little bit. I personally have not, but I know a lot of players that like to kind of customize and make their own kind of style when it comes to badges, emblems, things like that, especially on COD. I know they did that quite a bit, so it'll be interesting to see how they kind of pull that off with this game and how it looks. Along with that, Recon Legends are actually going to get some buffs and nerfs this coming season as well. First one looks like that they are actually getting some nerf to the survey beacon, where it is only going to reach up to 500 meters now instead of the entire map. So you're only going to know almost an immediate couple of POI areas, not the entire map of where your enemies are going to spawn at or where they're going to be at. Survey Beacon spawn rate has increased, along with faster scan times, and it looks like that you're going to get about 75% Evo on top of that as well when you scan a beacon. So it'll be interesting to see how much shield is going to be able to be gained per person, or if it's just the the Recon Legends that are going to be getting this buff. Seer, Bloodhound, Crypto, and Vantage will be getting a threat vision when aiming down sight. I'm assuming, we haven't had any kind of confirmation of this yet, but I'm assuming on this one that it is actually going to be kind of like the digital threat back a couple seasons ago, if y'all remember that. Which, if it is, I'm very intrigued to see how that is going to work out, because I know there was a lot of controversy when it came to the digital threat. Mostly because in Bank Smoke, along with the Bloodhound and digital threat, it is just an absolute overkill. So it'll be intriguing to see how they go ahead and add this in to where you'll be able to kind of see almost like a digital threat. But that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments down below what kind of upgrades and buffs and nerfs are you looking forward to in the next season, and what are you not looking forward to in the next season. But until next time, y'all, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. Have a blessed one.